Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be setting up my November spreads in my bullet journal. If you enjoyed, please be sure to subscribe for more weekly videos on Tuesdays and Fridays, and now let's get on to the video. So I'm starting out in the usual way. I just printed off some pictures that I thought kind of fit this month's theme nicely, and I'm making a little collage right beside where the title page is going to be. So for this month I kind of went for like a reddy, orangey, yellow fall theme, kind of similar to what I did for October, but I felt like it kind of suited it perfectly because it is still kind of the fall season. So I really wanted to add some nice fall vibes to my bullet journal. So all these pictures are just from We Heart It. I didn't take any of them, and I don't know, I just googled fall photos and that's what came up. And now I'm just taking my black fineliner pen, this isn't my fineliner, this is my Faber-Castell pen, and I'm just adding some little detailings onto the page around the photos. Now I'm just taking my red Tombow dual brush pen and making a border around the edges for my title page, and then I'm just taking my black Tombow dual brush pen and making the title for November, and then taking my Faber-Castell pen and making a little accent on it, and then adding a miniature calendar to underneath that like I usually do, just as a quick little glance over to the month. Now, my first page of this month, besides the title, is what it usually is. It is the calendar spread. This month I wanted to try something a little bit different with the colors, so you'll see that in a minute, but I'm just doing the basic grid lines for my calendar. Nothing too special, but yeah, so I'm just doing the basic grid lines for the days of the month, and then I'm going to be taking my Tombow dual brush pens. I picked a bunch of colors that I thought were kind of fall themed and added a nice fall vibe to the page, and I just kind of made like a splatter effect all around the outside. And as you can see, my Faber-Castell pen was giving me difficulties at this part, but it's okay. Then I'm just taking the colors that I'm going to be using for the border. I'm just taking the same colors, and I'm adding just a little scribble of that color on each square so that I can write the date on it, and just to add another little pop of color so it's not just plain like black and white calendar, because that's a little bit boring. So this is just how I add a little bit of color in. And then I'm going to be taking my black pen again and just adding all of the days of the month onto those. Now this is the part I mentioned before where I'm just taking all the colors. I didn't really have a set plan for this, so it does kind of look a little bit messy, but that was kind of the idea, just to kind of take the same color pens that I used already and just kind of scribble all around, just to kind of make like a paint swatch type feel, I guess, with these fall colors. I don't know, I like how it turns out in the end. It was just something different that I wanted to try, and I'm really glad that I experimented with it. Okay, so that is the final product in the end. I do like how it turned out. I feel like it's very fall-y. It kind of reminds me of fall leaves. And then I'm just taking my black pen and just filling in the blank squares that I didn't really use when I was making the calendar. Now, the next page that I am creating is a YouTube tracker. So every month I create a YouTube page where I write down all the video ideas that I want to make and the days that they need to be posted, and then I just put if they're filmed, edited, and uploaded, just to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything and that I have videos always pre-made, and so I always have ideas ahead of time. And then this next page is pretty standard. It's just my gratitude log. I pretty much just leave the page blank except for the title, just because I like to write a bunch of things under there. Yeah, it's pretty simple, I guess. This is my monthly recap. I've been doing this for the past couple months as well. It's inspired from Reese Reagan's bullet journal, and I really like it. Basically, it's a mood tracker and kind of a one line of day concept mixed into two. And you just basically divide it into two boxes. One is longer and one is smaller. In the smaller one, you just write the day of the month, and I actually switched pens here because my Faber-Castell was just giving me too much problems. So this is the Sharpie fineliner pen. I like this one a lot as well. So anyways, you just write the day of the month in the smaller box, and then every day of that month, you're just gonna write one line per each day, something that you did that day. And then in the smaller box, I'm gonna be making a color code at the bottom once I finish this page. And then in the smaller box, you just color it in with your mood for that day, so it's kind of like a mood tracker, as well as something that you did that day. So you just, at the end of the month, have a little recollection of things that you did that month, and because I know sometimes, like, a whole month can go by and you can literally not even remember some of the key highlights. So this is basically what this is. And I've used this spread for a couple months now, and I really love the way it's been turning out and what it's been doing for me, so I'm going to continue doing it. Now I'm just adding some, like, 6 major moods, I guess, at the bottom of the page, like productive, content, stressed, sad, and happy, and basically just a corresponding color. Basically the color themes I've been using for this video, corresponding color for each one, and that's the color that I use to color in the smaller box with the date on it. Okay, so the next spread I'm making is my habit tracker for this month. It's pretty simple again, pretty basic, the same one that I did for last month. I always really like making a habit tracker. It just keeps me so accountable for my actions and my habits that I'm doing. So I'm just starting out by writing out all the numbers of the days of this month and then the habits I want to track, and basically if I do it, I just color in a little square underneath that number under where it corresponds. I made a video about habits for students where I explain the habit tracker a little bit more, so I can definitely link that video down below if you would like to see it. And yeah, I will also link down below all the stationery I'm using, all the pen colors that I'm using, for those of you who want to know. And now basically I'm just adding a little decoration at the bottom because I had some extra room. Now for this next page, I am making a books read spread. This really inspires me to read because every time I finish a book, I get to write just like a little blurb about it, I guess, and I want to write in it just because I want to read. I'm motivated to read, because if I don't get to write anything down. So this is a milestones page. I've never done one of these before, but since I'm becoming more like into my Instagram and my YouTube, I just want to keep track of the milestones that I get on there. Not necessarily followers or subscribers, but just like, oh, I reached 100 posts on Instagram or whatever. So I'll definitely link my Instagram down below. It's studying as well if you want to check it out. And then here is just a grade book where I just wrote down all the subjects of the classes that I'm taking, and every time I get a grade, I can just write about it. So that was my this month's spread. This is just a quick little flip through of all the pages that I made. I really like how the fall-y vibe kind of turned out, and I really hope that you guys liked it as well. And if you did like it, please be sure to subscribe because I post new videos on every Tuesday and Friday. And if you enjoyed this video in particular, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you like these plan with me's and what you would like to see next. And I'll see you next time. Bye!